Did you know that Google is actually going to go to your mobile site? So, this is my little mobile phone here before they go to the desktop site in order to evaluate anything about your content or anything else. They're going to look at the mobile site first. And it makes sense when you think that the world is going toward mobile. The data usage rates are skyrocketing every single month. More and more searches are done on mobile, and more website visits come from mobile. So Google looks at mobile first. What are they looking at? They're looking at the readability and the usability of the website. So how big is the font? Is it big enough to be read on a mobile phone? What is your site usable on a mobile phone? Are the buttons far enough apart? Do the buttons scroll way off the side or do they wrap? Are they spaced appropriately so that they can be clicked? These are all the things that Google is going to look at in terms of usability. And so here you see a screenshot of my Culture Web Pros website on the mobile phone, and you can see that the font is large, it's readable, the button has nothing around it interfering with the clickability of the button. The logo is in the top left, and there's appropriate amount of space around it so that you can click it when needed. And that's what Google's looking for. They're also going to evaluate the time it takes for your page to load. So the average time that it takes for a website to load on a mobile phone is actually 15 seconds, but a viewer is actually going to give up on your website at 3 seconds. And that's really important to be aware of, because your goal for editing your website in order so that it's more mobile friendly, Google wants to see 3 seconds. That's going to be hard to do. So let's look at optimizing the site. So first, here are a few tests that you can go through. The first one is my page mobile friendly at all? And this link will be in the tip notes. Search.google.com/test/mobile-friendly. That's going to be where you go, and it will give you a little picture of what Google is seeing in terms of your website on a mobile phone. And then it will also give you kind of a score and tell you what the major problems are, if there are any. And then this site is going to tell you how fast your page loads on a mobile site. And so go to developers.google.com/speed/page speed/insights. And that you type in your website address. And then once that score comes up on the left, you're going to see a little mobile button and a little desktop button. Mobile is going to be your mobile score. And then if you click on desktop, you will also see your desktop page load score. So you want to make sure that your site is responsive. There are a couple different ways to get an appropriate mobile site. Some people will do a completely different site for mobile, but most people are just using a responsive theme. So if you've got if you've got a WordPress site or a Drupal site or even a Wix or a Weebly or a Squarespace site, you're most likely using a theme. They offer all those different looks and feels for your site. Those are all themes. And you want to pick one that has been developed in the last 5, 6, I would say no more than 7 years, because any older than that, and it's probably not developed responsively. And responsive means that the website kind of sizes itself down and makes itself optimal for the device that your customer is viewing on. So the theme will automatically have a view for mobile, for tablet, and for desktop. And then also make sure that you go in and you look at any add-ons that you're using. So let's say you've got one of those windows that pops up and offers for the viewer to join your mailing list, and you used a third party. It's not something that came automatically with your website. You want to check it and make sure that it's responsive and that it's behaving well on the mobile. And then you want to make improvements. I create a mobile only style sheet for every website that I do. So even when I'm using a canned website, like a Weebly website, I will go into the theme and I will make a style sheet that's just custom to the mobile. And what that does is it allows me to make quick changes to the mobile view without knowing that I'm not going to affect any of the rest of the page. Some other things you might want to think about: consider hiding that large hero image that's usually at the top of every website, and any other slow loading resources. Once you do those tests, you'll get some tips on what is loading really slow, and then you'll know a little bit more about what you may want to hide or get rid of. All right, so I've given you right here the screenshot of what my site looks like when I'm editing it in the Weebly website editor. So we like to use Weebly because it is a really good tool for small businesses, and it allows us to make websites really quickly and then hand them over to the client and let the client manage them. So whenever possible, I like to make a Weebly site. And I think that the Coulter Web Pros website is a great example of what can be done within the Weebly website editor without having to move on to a more expensive site like a Drupal or a WordPress. And when we need to do custom sites, we do Drupal. All right, so if you see right here, there's a custom dash mobile style sheet. And so in the theme, I've gone in and added custom dash mobile. And then up here in the editor, you can see where I have told the main style sheet to make sure that it imports that, that custom dash mobile style sheet. And so that's just a little peek behind the scenes. I just like to give that to you to just to show you that customizing these canned sites is very, very possible. All right. So I did not do a pro tip today because all of this is pro tip. Optimize for mobile. It's super important. This is all really important information. And if you need to go back and watch this again, I'm Kelly Coulter. I have Coulter Web Pros in Columbia, South Carolina. Our website is coulterwebpros.com, and you can schedule a call with me or my team for free at coulterwebpros.com/call, and that'll get you a 20-minute call. Ask me your questions, give me your feedback. Let's get to know each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.